Hello everyone, my name is Joseph and welcome back to the Popsicleknight channel. This video is sponsored by PTCGLstore.com, a great place for you to buy Pokemon TCG code cards. Please remember to use my code KNIGHT22 at checkout so that you can get a 5% discount. Before going into the video, please take a second to click that like button, and we're on the road to getting 9,000 subscribers to this channel, so please subscribe if you haven't already. Thank you all so much for all of your support, and I hope you guys are enjoying the content I put out in this channel. In today's video, I'll be showcasing another Iron Valiant EX combo from the Paradox Rift expansion set. Iron Valiant EX is very unique thanks to its ability, Tachyon Bits. Once during your turn, if you move this Pokemon from your bench to the active spot, you may put 2 damage counters on one of your opponent's Pokemon. So with multiple copies of these in play, you can spread some serious damage to your opponent's Pokemon. Of course, to help switch our Iron Valiant EXs around, we'll be using plenty of Switch, Escape Rope, Switch Card, 2 copies of Jet Energies. When you attach this to one of your bench Pokemon, you can switch it from the bench into the active spot. Beach Course Stadium also helps to reduce the retreat cost of basic Pokemon by 1, so this could help you retreat your Pokemon as well. And finally, 2 copies of Future Booster Energy Capsule. When attached to a future Pokemon, it gives that Pokemon 0 retreat cost and plus 20 damage to its attack. But of course, we're only focusing on the free retreat modifier of this tool card. In this build though, we'll be pairing Iron Valiant EX with Kingambit, this one with the strike down attack. For a single metal energy, if your opponent's active Pokemon has at least 4 damage counters on it, this attack can instantly knock out that Pokemon. So by putting damage counters on your opponent's Pokemon with Iron Valiant EX, Kingambit can just instantly knock out any of your opponent's Pokemon regardless of their HP. Kingambit is a stage 2 Pokemon, so setting it up can be a challenge. So while you wait for a few turns to do this, you can still apply a lot of pressure to your opponent. This is also thanks to MEDICHAM V, more for its Yoga Loop attack. For 2 colorless energies, you can put 2 damage counters on one of your opponent's Pokemon, and if you end up knocking out that Pokemon, you get 1 full extra turn after this attack. You cannot use this attack in 2 consecutive turns, but this can help you get another turn to spread damage with your Iron Valiant EXs, and to find the components you need to evolve your Kingambit. As for the other cards worth noting, I have 1 copy of Techno Radar, which allows you to find 2 future Pokemon from your deck. This is of course great for searching out 2 Iron Valiant EX. And because we rely on Iron Valiant EX's ability, if your opponent uses Pass to the Peak Stadium, our ability will be rendered useless. So to counter this, I have Worker Supporter cards to help discard the Stadium in play, and then you also draw 3 cards. And Lost Vacuum can also help you remove any 1 Stadium or any 1 tool card in play. And finally, I also have 1 copy of Forest Sealstone, which you can equip to MEDICHAM V, and this will allow you to search out your deck for any 1 card. So with Iron Valiant EX to spread damage, MEDICHAM V to get you another turn, and Kingambit to instantly knock out even the toughest of your opponent's Pokemon, this build is definitely not one to be trifled with. Anyways, that's pretty much it. You can find the complete deck list in the description below. And now please enjoy the following gameplay videos showcasing Iron Valiant EX with Kingambit. Alright, so my opponent actually won the coin flip, but they let me go first. That's actually pretty sus, because that tells me that my opponent has the potential to attack on their very first turn going second. And they could ultimately win this game if all I have is this Bidoof. But thankfully I have Techno Radar in my hand. That means I can set up at least 2 of my Iron Valiant EXs, search out my deck, and then put them into my hand. Alright, we drew into a basic energy. Let's go ahead and use our Techno Radar. You actually have to discard 1 card from your hand to use it. Let's go ahead and discard that energy, and we can get 2 Iron Valiant EX in play, which is nice. We have 3 in the deck, so 1 is prized. Let's go ahead and use Escape Rope and start putting damage counters to this Manaphy. And I'm just gonna end my turn. So your main targets, of course, with this build are the lower HP Pokemon. Manaphy only has 70 HP, and they're putting Spiritomb in play, and that could be a good target as well. And starting the damage counter spread is pretty essential to this build. That makes this Manaphy a lot easier to knock out. But we are actually going against a Giratina VSTAR build Lost Box engine, and this is one of the top tier decks that is played in a lot of tournaments right now. And there's the Path to the Peak. Thankfully we have Worker, which we can use on our turn. They're just gonna end their turn, they don't attack, so we are safe for now. We have a few options here. We can evolve into Bibarel, start drawing, but the question is whether or not we should use Worker first. But since we don't have any switching cards, I think I'll have to use Worker first to remove this Path to the Peak and then hope for being able to draw into those switch cards so we can use Kingambit. So I'll use Worker first. We got Battle VIP Pass. Jet Energy is good. Alright. I'm just gonna lessen my hand here so I can draw with the barrel. Use up these item cards, and then I can use Jet Energy to switch my benched Iron Valiant to the active, and then I'll just pressure this Manaphy a little bit, and then I can draw 2 cards with Industrious Incisors. And we got a Squovit. Alright, that's actually really great. There's really nothing I could do here other than use Nest Dash. I can just draw extra cards next turn anyways. So I'll go ahead and use this. And we got double Turbo Energy. I'm just going to end my turn. There's really not much I could do. At least that will set it up for MEDICHAM V, as long as we can find a way to search for it in our deck. And then if we can switch out another Iron Valiant next turn, we can put 2 damage to that Manaphy. And then if we can use MEDICHAM V, we can get another turn. So very powerful combo for sure, but we're well into our 3rd turn. And my opponent is starting to set up their Giratina V, which is really dangerous. It has such a powerful attack that it can knock out our Iron Valiant EX pretty easily. And of course it has the VSTAR attack that can just instantly knock out any of our Pokemon. But they have to build up the cards in their Lost Zone. They need to have at least 10. But as you all know, the Lost Box engine is actually really powerful, especially with all of these Comfays working together. And of course with Colruy's Experiment, there goes another Path to the Peak. Alright, that will definitely slow us down to find something to get that thing out of there. Should I use Squovit? I'll just use Industrious Incisors. Oh, we got an Arven. Okay. Got an Arven. I could use Arven. Get Lost Vacuum and Future Booster Energy Capsule. And then I could put this here. Discard these 2 for now. Get my MEDICHAM V. And then all I have to do is draw into a switch, but I can't really. Yeah, let me just retreat into Squovit. Use... No, I'm gonna end my turn. I need this Lost Vacuum intact. So I'm retreating because if my opponent has 7 cards in their Lost Zone, they can easily power up their Giratina V. If they can evolve it, they can easily knock out our Iron Valiant. So we need that. It's very important for us to preserve our Iron Valiants and then just work it out from there. But yeah, Path to the Peak is a real nuisance. It really slows down this deck, but we have potential. So what we're doing right now is just putting some pressure on my opponent, but they're just gonna attack with Comfey. Alright, very interesting move there. Let me just go ahead and use Lost Vacuum, get rid of this Path to the Peak. That will allow us to use our Iron Valiants. Finally, use Industrious Incisor. We have a lot of switch cards here. There it is. Finally, we got one. And then me heal up Squovit with the switch card while using to switch Iron Valiant. And now we can attack with our MEDICHAM V. I can even freely retreat. I could utilize my other Iron Valiant though. Let me go ahead and do that, and I think I will put it on Spirit Tomb. I'll use Arvin, get Ultra Ball, that will get rid of Battle VIP Pass 2, and then I guess I could get the other Future Booster Energy Capsule. That's gonna help us to retreat for free. And then what I'm gonna do here is start setting up my Kingambit. So I'll get Poniard to put on the bench, and then I'll have to use Switch. And with this Yoga Loop, we get an extra turn by knocking out this Manaphy. There it is. So we get our first prize. We got Forest Sealstone. That is insane. We can even find one extra card using MEDICHAM V. Go ahead and attach that. Use Industrious Incisors for 4. Man, where are my switching cards? That is crazy. I can evolve into Kingambit, but I don't wanna show my opponent just yet what I am capable of, because I actually need that so that I can surprise them once they evolve into Giratina VSTAR. So I'm gonna use Iono for now. There's my switching cards finally, and I can even evolve into Kingambit. Let me go ahead and use Escape Rope. If they put this Giratina V in the active spot, I will take advantage of that. But no, they're not. Okay. I could start putting damage counters onto it though, but let me focus on Spirit Tomb for now. Retreat to this, and I'm gonna put it on Giratina V. So unbeknownst to my opponent, I have a Kingambit ready to go. If they evolve, they can knock out my MEDICHAM V, but we can easily knock out their Giratina V or VSTAR if they evolve, right? I'm gonna go ahead and just put Skwovet in the active spot as a sacrifice, just in case they manage to evolve into Giratina V. So unless they have a boss orders, I'm just preventing my opponent from equalizing the prize exchange here, because if they knock out our Iron Valiant EX, of course they're gonna get 2 prizes for that. But yeah, this match is winnable for sure, especially they're using a lot of low HP Pokemon, and then the MEDICHAM V combo is actually helping us out here when we get an extra turn. The only downside to this, of course, is Iron Valiant is just there for the ability, and it really can't attack. And we are relying on Kingambit to deal some serious damage, or at least instant knockouts to any high HP Pokemon. So my opponent has 12 cards in the Lost Zone. They can definitely spread some serious damage with this Sableye. And we have the potential of, or they have the potential of knocking out our Poniard 2, which is really bad for us. So they're dealing, but they can't knock out 2 of our Pokemon. They can knock out Skwovet, but not Poniard. So that's good. So that's 12. All right. So they're gonna knock out our Skwovet, but not Poniard, thanks to its 70 HP. We survived by 10, which is really great. And we got a switch card. All right. I'm gonna go ahead and evolve into Kingambit. That way they can't knock it out. And I don't know if I should put this Poniard in play, because it could prove to be a liability. They can deal some multiple knockouts. If we can get a boss orders, guys. I have Forest Sealstone. I haven't used it yet. I could just get a boss orders, knock out that Giratina VSTAR. Use Beach Court, Kingambit. We got boss orders anyways, thanks to our Bibarel. So we can preserve our VSTAR ability. But for now, I'm going to use Yoga Loop to actually get another turn by knocking out this Spirit Tomb. So we got one extra prize for that. Dude, the combos that this deck can deal is insane, actually. It's actually really insane. We go ahead and use switch card. Now I can use boss orders to knock out the Giratina VSTAR. And then I can draw 2 extra cards with Bibarel. Okay. Put this energy. And we can use Strike Down, instantly knocking out this Giratina V-Star. And that's gonna get us 2 prizes. That is insane. Alright, we got another Iron Valiant EX. And there you have it, guys. This build is actually pretty versatile. So if your opponent has a ton of low HP Pokemon, you can deal with it with Iron Valiant, MEDICHAM V combo. And if they have higher HP, hard to knock out with a single hit kind of thing, you can just use Kingambit. But I have fought a lot of builds with this deck. It is a little bit hard if your opponent knows what you're doing and they can just continually knock out your Kingambit setup. And if they have Pokemon that has a lot of HP, it's really hard to win that once they kind of lock you out of evolving into Kingambit. So just keep that in mind. But for now, I'm gonna use our Force Seal Stone here to can evolve into another Kingambit, right? Can use my Ultra Ball to get Kingambit and deal another instant knockout if we need to. And that actually puts us in a safe position because now they can't just knock out our Pawniard with their Sableye. I'll put another energy here. I can even attack with Kingambit. Just knock out the Sableye. And then we can deal with the other weaker Pokemon with the Iron Valiant and Medicham combo. So we've got this pretty much in the bag, guys. We have Escape Rope even. And all of their Pokemon is within knockout range of Kingambit. But you have to also watch out how you use your switching cards, because if you run out and then you need it to deal more damage, you have to really account for how much you've used up, because you don't have unlimited supply. Alright, so with that in mind, I'm just gonna retreat and use Massive Rend to deal a knockout blow against the Sableye, dealing 120 damage. So that 120, our attack was reduced because of the double turbo energy, but it is enough to knock out their Sableye. And I'm just, I can't believe we're winning with this. This is insane. And against a top tier deck at that. But I'm thinking this is actually great against Charizard EX builds as well. As long as you can get ahead and maybe take out their Pidgeot EX lineup, they can't get their boss orders right away. Set up your Kingambit. Even if they evolve into Charizard EX, you can just instantly knock them out. But it is winnable, it's just difficult. Because Charizard EX combo with Pidgeot EX is actually really, really consistent. But now my opponent is in a pickle here. We can continue to attack with Kingambit, knock out any of their Pokemon on their bench. And they cannot knock out our Kingambit because it has a whopping 180 damage. And even if we can get our Luxurious Escape, we can even increase it to 280, which is pretty insane. If my opponent knocks it out with an attack, they'll get 2 prizes, but 280 is nothing to scoff at. That's a lot of HP to take it out. But no, they're just gonna pass, and yeah, that's gonna be it. Let me just go ahead, just for show, get Luxury Escape with our Arvin. And there's the 280 HP. I can't actually, I really can't take out this Radiant Greninja, so that's actually really bad. Thankfully, we have Escape Rope, so now we can put one of their lesser HP Pokemon in the active spots. And all we have to do is just put 2 damage counters with our Iron Valiant. Actually, we don't really need to, but we're gonna go ahead and do that. And then we have free retreats to our Kingambit. We can use Massive Rend to knock out this Comfey. And we're hitting for weakness. That's insane. For the win! There you have it, guys. Iron Valiant EX with Kingambit. Good game. And that's it for the video. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, please don't forget to smash the like button for me. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below, and please subscribe to this channel if you haven't already. Thank you so much for watching the Popsicleknight channel, and as always, stay safe and have a great day.